today we got to talk about that Phillies game of last night. But the bigger picture of where the Phillies are right now, they're starting to drop in the power rankings. The Phillies have a problem suddenly. There are a lot of outs in this lineup. There are guys that really can't get clutch hits. They can't execute little things to plate runs. Last night, we know the story was 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, but we also ran the course last night of Taijuan Walker. You know it was a matter of time. Now, he pitched well in most of the innings he pitched last night. However, he had a disastrous second inning, which let the Giants back in the game and made them take the lead, and they coasted from that point on. So we knew it was inevitable that he couldn't hold it up. But when you look at the game last night, you go, oof, they're not playing with any connection in the lineup. You know, there's a lot of guys that are trying to find themselves. And so if one guy is hot, and it really is only one guy, and that's Castellanos, the rest of the guys aren't putting together good enough at-bats to play some runs. And when you get guys on base, the necessity to get the big hit becomes even stronger. If you're not taking advantage of opportunities, you got to take advantage of the opportunity it presents you, because you're not going to get many more because you're not hitting. So it's an ugly situation right now for the Phillies as they start losing 2 straight series, and they lose the first game to the San Francisco Giants, who are a pretty good team, pretty good bash team. Giants hit some home runs last night. But let me welcome in my compadres. Bill Colarulo, Ray Dunn are here with me. So, Billy, did the Phil suddenly have a problem here?
Yeah, what's up, Mike? I don't know if it's suddenly. I mean, it seems like this has been something that has been over the last couple of weeks, and even coming in from the offseason, is we knew that there was potential, that they didn't have enough bats in the outfield. But look, here's what's bothering me. I know we're all focused on the lack of production with runners in scoring position. They were 1 for 11 yesterday. You look at them on the season, they're hitting 199 with runners in scoring position, which is 26 in Major League Baseball. In the last seven games, they're hitting 130, which is just terrible. But we're focused on Johan Rojas and Brandon Marsh and Alec Boehm, and I understand it, and Rob Thompson, Dave Dombrowski. I get all of the criticism for those guys. What about Bryce Harper, man? What about Trey Turner? What about JT Realmuto? Now, these are 3 guys that are supposed to be leaders and stars on this team. Harper's hitting 246 with only 5 ribbies. Turner's hitting 236 with only 4 ribbies. And JT Realmuto is hitting 222 with 3 RBIs this year. So I get all of the criticism towards Dombrowski and Rob Thompson. I understand it. I've been critical of both of them in the past. The stars got to show up, Mike.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that, Billy. Here's the way. Look, I don't worry about Harper. I think he'll come around. I'm worried that Turner's not the same hitter that he was. He doesn't really. He doesn't have a presence in there anymore. He used to have a presence. He used to, Trey Turner used to be a pretty solid hitter, and people were afraid to pitch to him. But he doesn't look. He looks like he's lost a little swag when it comes to that. And Real Muto is, he's reached the age where I don't know if he's an offensive threat anymore.
He doesn't look it. I mean, he certainly doesn't look it. I was looking, too. I think his slugging percentage is ridiculous this year. So he's hitting 222, but his slug is only 289.
Yeah, we're coming to the end of the JT Realmuto type of thing. It's a shame because catchers get wrung out pretty quickly. He looks like he's getting a little wrung out, not necessarily defensively. But offensively he is. You're right. Those 3 guys have not produced. But you run into outs in this lineup. It's like one guy gets a plate appearance, next guy doesn't give you a threat, and that's the way it's looking down as you go down the lineup. Listen, they're still a good team. I think they'll pick it up, but some things happened last night in the game that were a little questionable, and we go to the big circumstance a lot of people were talking about this morning, the Phillies' 7th. Where Realmuto gets called out with 2 on a really bad call. Sometimes a tantrum helps. And I think Realmuto should have got thrown out of that game there. I think he should have really been in that guy's shorts. Randazzo was horrible all night. And when that pitch, if he calls that pitch a strike, you got to make a point there. And I think Realmuto should have made a point. And then I think Thompson should have made a point by coming out, protecting his player, and also getting tossed. And maybe something like that interjects some energy into it.
Yeah, you and I, we're eye to eye on this one. I mean, I looked at it and I'm thinking, all right, if that's Johan Rojas at the plate and the ump makes a terrible call like that, I'm not saying Rob Thompson should come out and get ejected. But when it's JT Realmuto, a guy who, one, never complains, but's also behind the plate all night with that guy, and you see how he reacts in that moment where it really could have been a swing. I know they were down, what was it, 8-4 at that point. You would have had bases loaded, 2 outs. I mean, I think who would have been up at the plate? Kepler, so who knows what would have happened after. But I agree with you. I think Rob Thompson has to stick up for JT there. And then more importantly, even if it doesn't help you last night, maybe it injects some energy so when they come back to the ballpark today, they're feeling a little bit of a certain way with their manager getting ejected. He did nothing, Mike. No. So Thompson does nothing. And then when they come out of the commercial,
the light thing.
Yeah, he's out. I'm like, all right, good.
Talking about the light thing. Yeah. I thought the same thing. I thought he was getting on the umpire.
Exactly. Oh, no, they're just looking at the lights. The lights are out. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I thought, all right, Rob Thompson came out during the commercial break. Nah. So look at you coming around on topper, man. You want a little more fire.
I don't know. I saw that situation last night. That's a preposterous strike 3. And it ruins a rally. There's a guy in scoring position there. So if I'm JT, I'm out of my mind. Now, he never gets out of his mind. I mean, I don't know why. That certainly was enough. Remember when Bryce Harper got that check swing strike and went crazy?
Yes.
Like, there are certain things that you need to go crazy on.
You got to do it sometime.
And that guy should have been made an example of, that umpire who was missing balls and strikes all night. And if you get thrown out, so what? It's late in the game. Marchand could catch the rest of the game. And then if you're Thompson and your guy gets thrown out, you have a responsibility also to get thrown out. And I know people think that's silly in baseball, but sometimes that's effective. And when you're getting drummed in the strike zone all night, and when you're frustrated, not driving runners in scoring position, you got to go crazy.
You know, the sad reality, too, was he missed a 3-run home run by like an inch.
Yeah.
Right before that. I mean, I'm getting on JT saying his slugging percentage is down. He's only got 3 ribbies on the year. He almost had 3 with one swing of the bat.
Yeah.
He missed it.
Yeah.
By very little.
And then he gets punched out on a bad call. There's nothing more frustrating than that when it's horrendous. It's a horrendous call. It's not like even you can't even give the guy the benefit of the doubt. It's a horrendous call or an umpire not paying attention to the damn strike zone, and that would make me nuts. And it should have made JT nuts, and it should have made Rob Thompson nuts. I agree. What would it have done? I don't know, but it should have happened. All right, we'll take a break. We're going to go over this game in the innings that doomed the Phillies last night as they lose another game. They lose to the San Francisco Giants, who were right behind them in the power rankings. The news power rankings came out. The Phillies are 4th. The Giants are 5th. The Giants aren't a bad team all of a sudden. We don't pay attention to
very good
to the Giants.
Right?
We pay attention mostly to the Dodgers out that way. But the Padres and the Giants and the Diamondbacks, you got to start paying attention. That West Coast has some good squads. Here's how you get in, 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. We'll take your texts. We'll take your calls. Your opinion on last night. Should have both of them gotten thrown out of the game? Should both of them made a statement last night with that umpire? I say yes. What say you? It's the Mike Missanelli Show. We continue.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can engage during the show, and you're not going to want to miss all the content that we post. It's not only the live videos. It's videos after the fact. It's our shorts. It's all the content you want as a Philadelphia sports fan. Looking forward to connecting.